So you're interested in having Mamba get e-collar trained as well. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, go and fill me in on Mamba, what you're looking to accomplish, and anything that I should know about him, and then you both technically. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So I really want to get down the leash pulling. Like he pulls me down the street. Um, Mainly when he has to use the bathroom, but 9 out of 10, it really doesn't matter. Like he pulls a lot, and it doesn't matter which collar I have on him, like the choker thing, or the loop collar, or like a harness. Like it does not matter. He will pull. And So I really want to get that down. And also the not moving, like when someone new comes in the room, um, like staying in place. He had training like when he was very, very young. So, but that was a while ago, and it just yeah. So he has the basic commands like come here, sit. He knows stay, but he's hard headed, so he doesn't listen. um, so what else? But definitely just not just, but like for sure the pulling, just because, especially when he gets excited. Um, that's actually me and Joanna actually had a different dog before. We had Mamba and Blue. We had Storm, and she got away from me because she was like she kind of like pulled out of the leash. I mean the collar, and like
Mhm,
took off and got hit by a car. So that was pretty traumatic.
mhm.
So that is one of the things I really want to accomplish because I do live downtown and it's traffic everywhere. So I need him to be able to walk with me and not guide me wherever he thinks we need to go.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that I know I do get pretty frustrated easily just because of that, like the history with Storm and like him pulling me down the block. Or like if he sees a squirrel, he takes off. So I think what else? I don't really know what else. He has the basic commands is just, doing it while there's distractions in the room, and then yeah, the actual like pulling and stuff.
Okay. Um, so I think, what is it? I think Blue had like those same issues as well. Blue is
He
more,
did.
I think Blue is more wild, right? More like, or are they about the
He's
same?
a little more wild, but Mamba's a little bit more defiant. I will say that.
Then either correct it, Cleo, or just move her. Um, okay, yeah, all that sounds pretty basic, like easy stuff to work with, easy to teach you guys. Yeah, from what I've seen here, him and Mamba are very similar. He, like you said, he's more defiant. What else? I haven't noticed any like serious behavioral issues. Sounds like
Yeah,
you're looking for the obedience, so leash pulling, and then just like controlling his excitement. Sounds like.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
with life, um, where you're at, because I know Joanna moved, because you guys were roommates, right? Just roommates.
Yeah, she moved, yeah, last weekend. So
Okay,
yeah.
and you're still in like the city, right? The city.
Yeah, I'm moving apartments pretty soon, but it'll still be in the city.
Okay, so life with Mamba, if you were to have everything you'd want with Mamba, structured walk, no pulling, he's a very calm dog. What would life look like? Do you just kind of, walking around the block, you have that structured walk, maybe take him to a park or dog park, you need recall, take him home, and that's all? Or
Yeah.
do you do those all those things? Do you do all those things and maybe go to restaurant like patios and you need him to like lay down, don't move for an hour or two, or all those things, and then do you find yourself maybe going hiking every other weekend, or how does every day look like with Mamba if you were to have everything you'd want with him?
Yeah. So normally, I would like to take him like on long walks and definitely the recall thing. Um, yeah, definitely being able to like have him at restaurants and stuff. I want him to be a trained service dog eventually.
Hmm.
That's what I want for him. Um, but well, yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like now. I don't do any of those things. Like he plays around when he's with you guys. I bring him over to my parents' house so that he can like run back and forth, get his exercise in. funny thing is he does not pull my dad. Maybe it's because it's a male figure.
Mhm.
But so I bring him over here. My dad takes him on like long walks or takes him into like an open field with a gated open field and kind of let him run around. But I don't do those things because the pulling is actually extremely bad. Like it gets to the point where it kind of pisses me off because I can't even walk a block with him
Mm.
pulling my arm off. Like it hurts. So I can't even take him on a walk. I've tried. When he was a little younger, I could because he wasn't as strong. But as he got a little older, I'm like, I can't even take him on a walk. So that's really why I try to keep him in daycare as many days as possible. I try to have him over my parents' house when I'm busy so that he's not in the cage all day getting, he get his exercise in.
Mhm.
But when he's at home with me, we can't do any of those things.
Got it. All right. Yeah, Mamba ended up just being bigger and more like wider than like Blue is. Blue's tiny. Could have been the
Yeah.
little issue he had down there, but who knows? But yeah, Mamba is pretty strong. So we have those issues which we can get done. So yeah, I just asked those questions trying to see what everyday like life with Mamba looks like, or what you would like it,
Mhm.
what you would want it to look like, just so I can make the kind of see what program will work best with you. So
Right.
Joanna did the 9 week program. It's
Hmm.
kind of like what you're leaning towards to minimum. So it goes. We'll get into it later, but that's what she did. She did a 9 week. She
Hmm.
she had the heel, stay, down, place, come when called. Uh,
Right.
there's something else. I think that's it. Um, cool. And then obviously, I'm pretty sure you're aware that we do work with prong collars and e-collars, correct?
Hmm.
Were you able to like mess around with Blues e-collar, kind of feel it or anything like that, or?
No, I actually haven't. I really didn't even know what that thing was on his neck until maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I really don't. I mean, I started looking some up for Mamba, but I wanted to wait until he got into training so I can make sure I got the right thing.
Yes, good choice. So yeah, he had the, we trained with e-collar first. So we had the e-collar on, and then Joanna had the issue of in the apartment or in the building. He was very like she was too slow to react to the remote in certain situations. So then we had a prong, and it made life a lot more easier. So Mamba, Blue was trained with e-collar, and the prong was there. We didn't train with the prong. The prong was just there for handling skills in case maybe we were walking and a dog was in the building. If he wanted to bolt, he hit the prong. He would go hit it, and then it would correct him. So then if she wasn't fast enough to resolve the situation.
Hmm.
So it most likely be the same for you. But e-collar is um, the old school term is called shock collar. Uh,
Hmm.
Electric, but it's not electricity. So it's nothing flowing to the dog's body. Have you ever been to a physical therapist or a chiropractor?
Yes, chiropractor.
Have you ever had like the stem or like the tens unit?
I don't remember. It's been a while,
It's
but I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's a muscle contractor. So that same technology that's used on humans is what the e-collar feels like. All it's doing is contracting the muscle. So whatever, I have one here. Whatever, so it's like the collar, the strap, the box, and the two contact
Hmm.
points. Are those two contact points are touching as what it's moving? So again, it's not flowing to the dog's body, whatever it's touching. Um, the brain we use is called Dogtra. It has 127 levels. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 127.
Hmm.
There are other brands out there that maybe go to 10. So think of 10, the power of 10 equal 127. We just have so many
Hmm.
more numbers to be more specific to the dog, personality, the breed, the environment, or
Right.
what kind of scenario we're in with the dog. So that's why we like dog check. We have so many more numbers to be more specific because the issue with the 10 level e-collar is 5, Mamba's yelping is too much. Then we go down to 4, he's not feeling, he doesn't care. So then you're
Right.
stuck. But for us, if 40 is too low, 50 is too high, we can go 45, 42, 43. Um, I don't know what number Mamba is going to be. A Blue, I forget what his number was, but he was like around the 20, 30s range, I believe. Out of 127. So again, I don't know what he's going to be. So it's very similar to like the chiropractors. What they do is they tell the client, let me know when the number's too uncomfortable as they're doing the machine. Client says,
Mhm.
I'm uncomfortable. Chiropractor or the therapist lowers it 2 levels down, and then they let the machine do its work. So it's very similar to dog training. So Mom will let us know what his number is the day of training when we start and everything. But the collar is waterproof. You have a mile-long range. The model you're gonna get from Dogtra has a mile-long range, rechargeable. You don't need batteries. Just plug into the wall. Very easy to use. Very simple. What else? For the collar. Any questions about the e-collar itself?
Nope.
So for Mamba, it's like I said, you're just looking for obedience. So whatever program you decide to choose in person, so like the one-on-one like I did with Joanna, where we would meet at Oz Park. Well, we met at Oz Park. For example, it was Saturday, I believe. It was Saturdays at 11, 9 times plus one.
Mhm.
So that plus one is just in case there's a cancellation, rainy day, whatever. You have
Mhm.
a time slot reserved for you. Once you've used that extra time slot, you have to wait to get back on the calendar. Um,
Mhm.
I think the 9 week would be good for you as well. We also have the 6 week and then the 12 week. So think of the 6 week like I walk my Mamba around the block. I need recall and then I go home. That's 6 week. The 9 week is the patio stuff, and the 12 week is the off leash hiking stuff. Um,
Mhm.
what else? So that's the in person. Again, we meet one on 1 hour a week. Uh, Pros and cons. Pros, you're doing all the work yourself. So everything is verbal instruction. I don't touch the dog. I just tell you what to do. So you're learning how to troubleshoot. You're doing everything from ground zero. So like you know what's going on with the training. Um, if we do meet at Oz Park, we operate at Oz Park now because now well there's everything's there. So like off leash dogs, rollerblades, scooters, bikes. Here and there, we'll get like the tour group of you just got 12 bikes just coming out of nowhere. Baseball
Mhm.
games, everything is there, squirrels. So that's maybe like Oz Park. We also do in-home. I've done a client where she had a park near her house and we met up there. So whatever works for you. Um, what else? And the cons for in-person is just that it takes longer. So compared to like the board and train, the 2 week board and train program is equal to I'd say like a 6 week in person. So we can get it done in
Mhm.
2 weeks. Um,
Right.
Pros and cons for board and train is that we're doing all the work, and then let's say something happens in a session, you don't see it, so then you don't know what you don't know how to walk Mamba through something. Board and train, we videotape everything for you. We talk. It's like the moment we put the e-collar on, you're seeing how he's taking it. You're seeing heel, stay, sit down, place, come, all 6 commands, and you're watching everything happen in these introduction videos of like first teaching the commands.
Right.
If depending on what program you get another hour-long video of like us advancing his obedience to like the long leash phase, or in the playpen phase where we start to transfer his obedience in play groups. Because now since he loves dogs, let's put him to the test. Let's put a whole bunch of dogs in a play group and run through all the commands, and that's all on video for you to watch. You get follow-up lessons, so you still get that one-on-one in person at Oz Park. Although the con is that we're doing all the work, the follow-up lessons are to transfer everything to you. So, for example, if I'm doing a one-on-one in-person client and I'm working with two people, partner number one or handler number one, whatever, goes first. They usually do all the hard work. Then they hand the dog off to handler number two. They go, and it's super easy because when you press a
Mhm.
button on 30, for example, if that's Mama's number, and I press a button on 30, it's still 30. There's no
Right.
he's stronger than me, or he's a guy, so he's probably got more control. It's 30 is 30 for everyone. There's none of that stuff, right? So that's like another
Mhm.
wonderful thing about e-collar is that it's very transferable. Um, what else? And then the daycare and train is just you drop the dog off, we train, and then you pick Mamba up at the end of the day, and you still get the
Mhm.
videos, you still get the follow-up lessons. That goes differently. It goes 10, 15, 20. You'd be in like the more like 10 to 15 range, I'd say. Any questions about the programs?
I guess just the prices of like.
Uh, I don't know the prices on the top of my head. It'll be in the follow-up email.
Okay, that's
Were you
cool.
leaning? Were you leaning more? Were you leaning towards a specific program, or you want to kind of see it all laid out for you, and then you make the decision?
Well, I was kind of leaning towards daycare and train,
Mhm.
just because I am in school all the time, and
Yeah,
he's there. I'm gonna be bringing him twice a week consistently from now on. So I'm like, he's there. Might as well be trained then too.
mhm.
But I kind of just want to see the prices and like see whatever like is best for him. But I'm definitely leaning towards like more of the daycare and train. My only like concern is just like what you said, what with the whole, you guys are doing the work. So, when he gets home, will he do it? That was really my only concern with that. But then my concern with the in person is just things happen, things come up, and I don't want to miss a week, and then I don't want to do that. I want to be consistent with it. And I feel like with daycare and train, he can be more, it could be more consistent.
Correct. So, like I said, you're just looking for obedience. Now, if this was a behavior case, it'd probably be like, well, probably do in person, but you're just looking for
Hmm.
obedience. So you're not really, um, it's then it comes down to availability. Like you said, if you're unable to make the commitment to meeting like at a certain time, at a certain date for 9 times, right? Then you're most likely better even doing like another program.
Hmm.
What else? But I mean, like, I don't even foresee anything like happening in daycare and where it's like, oh man, like she should have seen this or anything like that. Because again, he's
Hmm.
very similar to Blue. Blue took to the e-collar very well. There were no issues at all. Um, so I think daycare and training would be good for you, especially if he's coming here anyways. You might, like you said, might as well just get him trained. Um,
Right.
any other questions?
No, that was the. Oh, for the e-collar, do you guys sell that, or like do I buy it somewhere?
Yeah. So you have two options. In the follow-up email, my assistant Tina will be reaching out. Uh,
Okay.
she'll have all programs with the prices, the ones we talked about. Uh,
Hmm.
the e-collar I recommend from Mamba. You have two options. She'll send you the link to purchase it through Amazon, or you can purchase it through us. So like
Okay.
for the daycare and train clients and the board and train clients, they usually buy it here from us. It's the same price and everything.
Hmm.
Just because then they drop off the dog, we have it, we bring it off the shelf,
Right.
work the dog, and then we send it the collar home with you guys just so you can fidget around with it. For the in-person
Hmm.
clients, they usually order it themselves so they can get familiar with the remote and the collars. Come first
Right.
class, they're already familiar with it.
Right.
So however you want to go about it, you'll let her know. And then she'll also, because you're a step ahead now, you already did and signed the Ginger agreement form, so you don't need to sign
Hmm.
anything else. So after that, you'll just let her know, what you want to go with, daycare train or
In person.
yes. Because if you decide daycare and train, that's Kim who has to handle that because she's the kennel manager here. In
Hmm.
person, Tina handles those things. So you'll have to let her know just once you're ready,
Okay.
your decision and everything. And then after that, billing and booking will begin. Uh, you don't need to schedule daycare and trains. Like you don't need to make appointments. You don't need to make a set schedule. It's a bundle. So if you don't come one day, you still have that day.
Right.
We do
Okay.
recommend we do recommend you bring Mamba in at least Monday, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays, because that's when I'm here. So I could be doing the
Okay.
videos and I'll get my sessions in.
Okay.
At least for his first 3 to 4 days. After
Yeah,
that,
he's probably gonna do Mondays and Wednesdays. That's what I have him set for the rest of September. So he'll probably be Monday and Wednesday till the end of December.
oh, nice, perfect. What else? Any other questions?
No, I think that about covers it.
Okay. I'll go ahead and run through a few more questions that other clients have, just so I can share them with you.
Okay.
Before that, though, so Mamba, what we're going to be doing is teaching him first the pressure on, pressure off concept, that he
Mhm.
is the one that is in control of the e-collar. Mamba will never know that you are the one pressing that button, right? He will think it's like the universe or something telling him this feeling, right? He'll never know.
Yeah.
So clients will ask, will my dog hate me if, I'm pressing the button? If they find out, they won't. We've never seen it happen before. Their relationship stays the same. If anything, it grows stronger. And then they'll still be goofy. Like Blue was still goofy. He didn't lose his craziness still. So he kept that in him. He was very good about it. So that's just another common question. Is just how will my dog change? A few things will change. You'll notice, like I said, Blue was still goofy, but it was more controlled. It was more like
Mhm.
goofy when you made him goofy, or like in context. Uh,
Right.
so again, teaching him the pressure on, pressure off concept, which is first command we'll be teaching him is heel. Heel is walk
Mhm.
with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. So if you take 5 steps with Mamba, Mama takes 5 steps. If you take 10, he takes 10. If you come to a stop, you used to automatically sit on your left side, no words said, with slack leash in any environment. That's how strict our walking command is. That's called heel. So heel is so strict that if Mamba has any interest in other people or dogs on walks, that goes away, because since our command is so strict, should be more focused on having his right shoulder parallel with your left leg, or else he's going to get correct.
Mhm.
So he's going to be like, I need to watch myself here. I can't worry about anything else. I need to be here. Uh,
Right.
so we'll be teaching him that first. Again, letting him know it's a good pressure on, pressure off concept to teach him, especially since it's the heel. Um, so that's what we'll be doing. If he does daycare and train, again, he'll be learning the place command, which is go to your bed, don't hop off. He can sit, stand, lay down, chew up,
Mhm.
whatever he wants, just cannot remove himself. Down, sit, recall, come when called, and then and stay.
Mhm.
So we have all these training tools. We'll go ahead and get Mamba with the fitted with the prong collar when he comes to daycare and train as well, just so you can have that. What else? Another common question is, after the program, after training, does the e-collar come off, or like is the e-collar only on with training? How does that work? So it's on when you need it. So if you're gonna go for a walk
Mhm.
with Mamba, it's most likely gonna be on, because let's say he's doing good, he's really good, like after training, and then one day you're on the busy street and everything, and like a car crash happens. Mamba gets freaked out. Maybe he bolts, right? You've
Mhm.
heard a lot of stories where like owners get pulled to the ground, they hit their head or anything like that. Maybe they flip out the collar, like with Storm. So
Mhm.
once our dogs are in that escape mode, we call it flight mode. Flight
Yeah.
mode, when dogs are in that mode, they're literally thinking kill or be killed, right? So, hey, Mamba, no, Mama, come, is not going to make him turn around. It's going to take power from your remote. So in that
Mhm.
moment, you would have to override the brain and get him out of flight mode to force him to come back to you.
Right.
So the e-collar will be on for those situations, because again, we can't predict what's going to happen on these walks.
Right.
Now, let's say in the home, like right now, it's 7 p.m. and let's say he's just chill every time you're in the house. Then you don't need it on. When you're gonna have guests come over, 30 minutes prior, you collar him up, address whatever that is needing to be addressed, and if you find that he is relaxed and calm throughout the rest of the night, you can take it off. If you want, you can keep
Mhm.
it on. Kind of personal preference there. But does that make sense? Like it's on when you need
Yeah.
it. Good.
Yeah.
Um, What else?
So what's the success rate in not success rate like numbers, but like as far as like daycare and train versus like in person, I guess, for someone like or a dog like Blue or Mamba, you know?
Yeah. At the end of the day, it all comes down to like the owner and how much they're practicing and how consistent they are. So, I mean, we've never had a dog here that failed because like we're all
Hmm.
trained. We know what we're doing. We can make it happen. Jesse can make a dog off leash train in 4 days, completely off leash train in 4 days, right? Now, what we're doing here is just getting him the foundation and repeating stuff, getting him used to. You feel this leash going this way. You do this, good, good,
Hmm.
and we keep repeating. At the end of the day, it's going to be you and Mamba. So again, we're
Right.
just creating this foundation, making it very solid. Then when he goes to you, you press that button, he knows what to do, and now it's just a matter of fact of teaching you how to apply these commands, right? Because there's been other
Right.
clients where they'll share their stories and like, yeah, like the trainer gave me like a 1 hour follow-up lesson, and then like they never reached out to me again, so I don't know what I'm doing. So our follow-up lessons are very important to us, and it's
Right.
very important that we're transferring everything to you completely and having you completely understand the concepts and the methods that we're using for Mamba's training. So
Hmm.
for Mamba, he'll be fine. He'll be good. It all comes down to like the owner and like the understanding of the econ and everything like that. Does that answer your
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Another common question would be, how come when I take the e-collar off, Mamba is jumping on me, or he starts pulling again once I take the collar off? So it's called it's called what the opportunistic behavior. So for example, we like to use for the humans is, do you drive on the highway? Do
Yeah.
you go the speed limit?
No.
Okay. And then what happens when you see a squad car?
Yeah, you slow down.
So same thing with animals. It has nothing to do with the training. It has nothing to do with the e-collar. It has nothing to do with how you're practicing at home. It's just nature. Some dogs are very aware. Some dogs are just like, okay, this is life now. They understand, right? So if you ever see Mamba start to pull again and you don't have your e-collar on, again, it's normal. It's just that being consistent with it, right? Because if you put it on every single walk, right, he's going to know every single walk this happens, this happens. So there's no chance of him messing up. So if you try to make a command happen, or you say a cue, like say down, but then you have no way to make it happen, he's going to remember that. Okay, he
Hmm.
said down. I didn't want to go down. He didn't make me down. Nothing happened. I got away with it. So the more
Hmm.
consistent you are of making things happen, the better that will be. But like I said, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's very normal. It's just a nature thing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What else? The reason why we have so much success with e-collars is the the way it translates. So e-collar is a physical feeling. It's
Hmm.
touching them, right? Dogs are physical animals. So if Mamba was maybe at the dog park and he's starting to like mount an older dog, what do you think that older dog would do?
Try to get away. Bite them.
Yeah, the second answer, bite, right? There's no, hey, leave it. The dogs don't do that to each other. They don't give each other treats. They don't, give each other second chances. It's just you do this action, boom, I'm gonna bite you. Mamba,
Hmm.
oh, okay, I don't do that to this dog. I'll go play with someone else, right?
Hmm.
All that was translated through a bite. So that's why e-collar gets us so much success, because it's their language, right? They
Hmm.
feel it. They know what to do already because it's physical. That's
Right.
why prong collar has a good success rate as well. But the issue with prong collar is that once you take that leash off, you lost all control. It's the same thing, right?
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Am I missing anything? So daycare train, you know, we'll have it on the e-collar on when he's in play groups as well.
Mhm.
I've never seen, I mean, he does mount here and there. He's not like intense about it though. I think I've seen like do it once maybe. I forget who was a mounter, Blue or Mamba. I don't know who was like
Blue.
okay, I think it was Blue then. Yeah.
Hmm.
So for Blue, right? Since we know he's a mounter and any other dogs that have a reactive mounting issues or just intense play styles, we collar them up and we cap them at certain points. So for Blue, ECOI would be on to address any mounting we see. So let's say Mamba, I can't remember if he would if you know he had any issue. He was just playful, very playful.
He's kind of well, I won't say I don't know how he plays with the other dogs, but when he's with Blue, he's an aggressive player.
Oh,
Sometimes it doesn't even turn into playing, it turns into something else, I guess, because they're brothers. But like, yeah, so he's a little aggressive playing, but I've never seen him mount before.
yeah, I think it was Blue I was talking about. But let's say he's getting intense. We can use ECOI there. Let's say he doesn't get intense throughout the whole play group. We can still put it on because what we're doing there is letting him know that, hey, I know this is a lot of discipline, this tool you have in your neck. I know we only use it for training, but you can play with it. So then there's like another
Hmm.
positive association with this. And then he's like, oh, this isn't only for like punishment or anything like that. I can play with
Yeah.
this. So he'll be doing that in the playpens. Here on the floor, we have little placemats, which he'll be doing duration work as like his rest time, which would be good for him. Blue's done it here. He did a good job there too. What else? So yeah, I mean, I'll be doing the foundation. I'll be teaching him all the commands. Once I taught all the commands, everyone else will start doing their rounds throughout the day. The trainers here, just so he's getting repetition, because
Hmm.
dogs thrive on repetitions. Um, Other than that, once the videos are completed, they'll be compiled into one, and then they'll be sent out to you so you can watch how the commands work, how he's taking to it, and then how to practice. Um,
Yeah.
you are gonna want to practice once you get those videos. Sometimes owners are very hesitant, and they're like, you know, I'd rather start practicing on our first follow up. Now, the follow ups can be scheduled anytime you want. So it's usually after the third day, you're able to schedule the follow up. So if you want, you get the video and you're like, okay, I'm not really comfortable with practicing now. Let's do the follow up now so that I can start practicing. Or
Right.
just wait till the program is over, do your follow up, and then it's just like personal preference, whatever works for you. Um,
Hmm.
there's no right or wrong answer, and then you don't, and there's a lot of room for error in the training, right? So there's no you know, messing up or anything like that, because once we've taught it, it's there forever. It's just like
Right.
you're reminded, that's all. What else? Any other questions?
I think my last question is just, do you get the videos like after every session, right? Or just when do you get the videos for like the recorded video or the YouTube video or whatever, whichever?
No, yeah. So the first week video would be sent on like the fifth day or like the fourth day. Uh,
Okay.
so usually like I can get a few videos done this first day, but they're not ready to be compiled yet because there's still commands left to teach.
Hmm.
Then it's editing them, not editing them, but just compiling them together because they're all videos separately. So Chad,
Right.
our video guy, has to put them all together. And that's a good thing we don't edit our videos because it makes it a lot easier for him. He puts them all together, then he has to like I don't know what he does, upload them, then that takes a while. So it's just
Yeah.
usually like by the fourth or fifth day, that's when they'll be getting sent out to you.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope. That's it.
Alrighty. If anything pops up, any other questions, feel free to email me. And other than that, it was very nice speaking with you. Very
You
excited
too.
working with Blues brother, uh, and we will be in touch.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.